We all heard that people do business with people they know, like, and trust, but how do you build the trust part? It's actually ridiculously simple and ridiculously hard at the same time. And today we're going to talk all about it. So welcome to the Creating Opportunities podcast. This is the place where we help ambitious professionals build authentic relationships for success in every area of their lives. And I am your host, Cassandra Thompson. I am a speaker, a trainer, an iced coffee lover, and I want to help you make deeper connections. Okay, so we're not beating around the bush here. Here's the simple way to build trust. Keep your word. Be a person who keeps your word. Think about it. How do you feel when someone keeps their word to you? When they do the thing they said they were gonna do? We honestly don't see it enough in society. We're pretty used to at this point, people letting us down, that if you are the person who says, oh yeah, I'll send you that email tomorrow, and then you send it, you have won so many trust points. And now here's the hard part. It's very easy to think, oh yeah, I totally keep my word. I'm a person who keeps my word. Do you? Do a gut check for a minute. As I was writing this, I obviously had to reflect on, do I keep my word? And I realized, I do 90% of the time. Responsibility is one of my key strengths, which means like I have to finish what I said I would do. But even as I was writing it, went, oh my gosh, I promised that friend that I would send them over this assessment and I didn't do it. Oh, let me do that right now. Like, really think through if you're a person who keeps the word. Here are some examples of why keeping your word is important. Recently, I did a call with someone who I had met at a conference, and we got on a call and got to know each other better. And I had some questions for them about a software they were using. And I was like, oh yeah, I should go buy that software and build these lists. And they went, no, I'm gonna build the list for you. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna make you those lists and I'm gonna send them over. And they did it just as excited as what I just showed. Like, all smiling, like, I can do this for you. Big favor I can do for you. I'll send you these lists. It's been a month, y'all. They never sent the list. Don't say you'll do something and then not do it, right? Like, they offered something that I didn't even ask them to do, but then once you offer it, I'm gonna sit there and think, oh, that'd be really nice. That's cool. And they haven't done it. Now, here's the thing. Is this person dead to me? No. I'll be polite to them. I'll be cordial, but they're not at the top of my priority list. But had they done what they said, had they made the lists and sent them over and been like, hey, here are those lists I made you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. How can I be of help to you? They're gonna stay top of mind. But because they didn't do it, I'm not putting a lot of energy into that relationship. And I'm guessing you've probably had similar. Maybe someone has said, hey, I'll invite you to this event, and then you never got the invitation. Or they promised to introduce you to someone via email, and then the email never came. These things just sort of erode trust. I mean, think about it. Like, the giant example of this in society is the kid who waits by the curb for dad to pick him up for the weekend and dad never comes. And now that kid has trust issues because dad doesn't come. We know it in these bigger, deeper emotional examples. We forget that these little things we do, like saying, oh, I'll send that introduction email, they matter to build or erode trust. Maybe not as much, but close to what that kid sitting on the curb goes through. So that's why this is so simple and so hard at the same time. It doesn't take a lot to follow through on your word on these little things, but for some reason we go like, it doesn't matter, but it really does. So take the time to be a person who follows through and does the thing you say you're gonna do. And again, the bar is so low that all you have to do is be the person who does what they said they do, and you become trustworthy very quickly because so many people don't do this. The amount of calls I get on or people I meet with who go, oh, I'll invite you to this thing, or oh, we should totally do this again. I'm gonna send you an email, and then never do. If you're the one who does, you're at the top of my list. Now, you might be going, okay, but this is the problem. Like, life gets busy and sometimes things can't come up that make it hard that I can't follow through on what I said I would do. Well, here are some tips for you. Number one, be a person who takes notes in meetings. This sounds super obvious, but I used to work with someone that in a meeting would deliver all these promises to a client. Oh, we'll send you this. Oh, I'll send you a list of these things. Oh, we'll make that for you. And then wouldn't follow through on things because they just forgot what they promised. So take notes. notes. In a meeting, I have no problem going, oh, hold on one second. Like even when I say meeting, I mean even like a Zoom coffee chat. If I say, oh, I'll introduce you to this person, I'll stop it and go, hold on a second. I need to write it down right now or else I'm going to forget. And I'll say introduce to, and I'll write it down. This is also where an AI meeting taker software is really helpful. I use fireflies.ai and it gives me action steps at the end of each meeting, reminding me of what I said I would do. But taking notes is going to help you become a person of your word. And then time block follow through. So I know a lot of people put the time on their calendar to have Zooms or go to coffees or go to events or have client meetings, but they don't put follow through time on their calendar. When are you delivering on all these promises? This is why these things get put off and not done, is because they're not on our calendar. And like I was talking about earlier, we feel these things are so simple and so easy, and oh, that'll just take 5 minutes, that they keep getting put on the back burner for more quote unquote important business tasks, right? And instead, block an hour of your calendar that's follow through time. Where's that hour where you're just gonna deliver on the things you promised? You're gonna follow up with that person. You're gonna make that introduction. Block that time on your calendar. And then lastly, if something happens where like you can't follow through on what you promised, communicate that to the person. You know, that friend I talked about at the beginning that I owed something to, when I realized it, I texted her and just said, hey, by the way, I know I still owe you this thing. I want you to know I didn't forget about it, right? I know I still owe you this thing. Life just got crazy busy, but I want you to know it's still on my radar. I've just got to take some time to dig into it and I'll get it to you. Right? Somebody else I know, I said I would try and introduce them to someone. I have to write them an email today and say, hey, I followed up with that person. This seems like it's going to be the best way to contact them. It doesn't seem like an intro is the right move. This is going to be the best way, and said, sorry, it took me a while to get to this. But like, let them know. One thing I could have done too, because it took me a while to make that introduction, was let them know, hey, because it had been a couple of weeks. Hey, I want you to know I'm still going to make that intro, but I see this person's traveling right now and this isn't the best time, but you're still on my radar. That email would take 60 seconds. And think of how much good it would do. Think about how much favor it would give to go, oh, okay, they're still thinking about me. Oh, okay, they didn't forget what they promised. They just are busy. Okay, great. Like, take the time to just communicate what's going on so people aren't left in the dark, right? Even doing that is gonna build trust. So honestly, easy and hard at the same time. But if you can be the person who follows through on your word, you are building that trust factor so that more people want to work with you, do business with you, help you out. So think today how you can build more trust. So that is it for today. Let me know what questions you have around building your know, like, trust factor. I would love to answer those in upcoming episodes. That's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.